First of all, I want to say I'm sorry to the Brown family, Michael Brown's family, for what they have been enduring recently and also for the past year. No one can tell them how they must feel or how they must react. This is a very difficult time for them. And I'm sorry that the family has not received the same treatment that many whites and privileged people in America have received. America is a country that, like any other country, has a lot of great things going for it and some things that are not going well for it as well. And in recent times, when you think about things like Michael Brown, you think about Trayvon Martin, you look at other cases like Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell, and a lot of others, where young black men have been gunned down by policemen or people in the name of the law, in the name of law enforcement, have gunned down these young men, really highlights that there is a need to revamp our system. This is not, not everybody's going to understand everything. No, not everybody's going to have the empathy that they need to have for the victims and also the parents of the victims. But there needs to be a change in what we do and how we handle things going forward, because there will be more Michael Browns, there will be more Trayvon Martins, there will be more Amadou Diallos, Sean Bells. There's just going to be a lot more going forward, and there's going to be the same kind of thing where there's going to be no indictment, or there's going to be a non-guilty verdict for treatment of young black men or people of color, and it's something that needs to be addressed. While we cannot change the hearts of people and get them to like each other the way they should, or love each other the way they should, there are ways that we can change our system so that it is more equitable, or it is fair, or it at least considers what is really happening. One of the things that I think we really have to look at seriously is the idea that the prosecuting attorney needs to figure out a case against a law enforcement officer. When I think about that scenario, I say to myself, this is not realistic. On television, it works. In the movies, it works. But there is no way a prosecuting attorney is going to be able to objectively prosecute people he normally works with. When you think about a prosecutor is someone who works very closely with police officers. They are working in collaboration. They are looking to see that once somebody is arrested, that there is a case that will stick, that they will be able to convict the individual. So there's a lot of collaboration that occurs. There's a lot of team building that occurs. These guys are on the same team. The prosecutor and the police are on the same team. So you picture every day a prosecutor is talking to police officers and they're trying to figure out how they can build a case against someone they believe is guilty. These people, after work, also have spent time where they go to bars together. They have spent time where they go to family functions together. They have done a lot of things together. So when you think about the prosecutor in Michael Brown's case, or the prosecutor in Trayvon Martin's case, and a lot of other prosecutors, there's a big conflict of interest that occurs. Because I believe that the prosecutor is saying, wait a minute, I spent all these months, all these years working with these police officers, and now I have to turn around and mount a case against them. So I believe anyone in that position would do everything possible to avoid having to go against a police officer. So, when I look at when I look at what happened in the Michael Brown situation, there should have been an indictment. There should have been a decision to really take this to court, where you had a real formal review of all the evidence. And there's a lot of debate out there about what was done and how it could have been done. But when you really think about it, even if there was an indictment, the prosecuting attorney would have had a mountain to overcome just to be able to say, okay, Officer Wilson, I know we normally work together. Now I'm going to go against you and throw the book at you. It doesn't matter how good intention the prosecutor is, how strict they are about the law. That is a very big task to ask. It's not even realistic. So one of the things that I propose, one of the things that we really need to look at is if there is anything where a law enforcement officer is involved, you need an independent commission, you need an independent entity that will investigate that case and will decide whether or not to prosecute and how to go about prosecuting that case. So you would need somebody like internal affairs, a police oversight that will be outside of the city to do that. It can't be a city official, a city worker, because they're all the same payroll. They all work together to do what is in the best interest of the city. And so you really have to consider, how will we prosecute anyone who may be involved in law enforcement, who may be disciplined for whatever actions that they may commit against an American citizen. It really doesn't matter, black or white citizen, any American citizen. What will we do to make sure this is more equitable? There needs to be a law that I would call excessive force law. And that law needs to be applied to every policeman who goes to the police academy. They need to learn about that law. They need to obey that law. And if they break the law, they need to be prosecuted. For example, you could have an excessive force law that states that any officer who shoots and strikes an unarmed individual twice is subject to prosecution. That there doesn't need to be any grand jury. That law, that person needs to go to court. And if it's found that it was excessive, if it's found that the person was unarmed and the person was shot more than twice, the person was hit more than twice, then there's going to be prosecution. And so I believe when you have a law that says this is excessive force, then every officer is going to have to decide, how will I deal with this situation? So there's a lot that we have to look at. So we have to decide how to change the prosecution of law enforcement who use excessive force. We also have to decide to have a law that is an excessive force law, where police officers are not given carte blanche. They're not given the freedom to say, hey, you know what? I felt threatened, so I shot him. I felt threatened, so I killed him 10 times. I shot him 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. I shot him 6 times, and now I'm just going to go and write a book or something. Or I'm just going to go on and have a vacation. Or I'm just going to resign and do something else with my life while these kids are dying. If the whole country is not protecting all of its citizens, then there's a weakness in our country. We need to protect all of our citizens. When you look back at the Roman Empire had a lot of issues. But one thing they did, if you were a Roman citizen, you were accorded the same laws as every other citizen. They had their differences in class, etc., but there was laws that protected each citizen, that you dare not treat a Roman citizen as a sub-citizen if he had or she had the right to be a citizen of Rome. That needs to be the same attitude that we have about our country, that every citizen that is here, that we're going to take care of each citizen so that we can really say, this is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, where opportunity is given to everyone. If somebody doesn't want to take the opportunity, that's their choice. But at least give the people the opportunity to live a long and full life like every other citizen.